Hello there. Many thanks for joining us on our discussion program, Focus Live. Focus Live from OGTV at this time every week. And what we do here is to look at topical issues, possibly refer and suggest solutions where we have challenges. And today, we're looking at one critical aspect of our lives as a nation, states, possibly local government, and of course as individuals. Because when it's a discussion that has to do with economic activities, perhaps I would say it involves from individuals to different levels of government and corporate systems. And today we are looking at an assessment of government's economic resuscitation drive. We all know that in recent past, the global pandemic has actually led to some economic difficulties, which even in Nigeria, some couple of weeks ago or thereabouts, Nigeria was actually moving into recession. And of course, the federal government has actually given us an assurance that it won't last long. But whether it's going to last long or not, we want to look at all these efforts being put together for the economic resuscitation of this country. And that's why I have two, a gentleman and a lady in the house that I know that in the media we are all gentlemen, but on this program, I think we have a lady and a gentleman. Yes, I have Dr. Tom AGBOOLA, who is an economist. It's my pleasure having you join us on the program.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful.
All right. And I also have with us on the program an entrepreneur, Mrs. IYABODE, ONIYIDE. It's a pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
All right. Now, we'll start this discussion from your end.
Yes, sir.
The sentiment being that most times they say that women always have a better way of managing resources. Maybe experiences from home and all of that is part of reasons for that. Okay. Now, let's look at the present situation we have in the country presently. How will you describe the state of our economy as far as whether it's on the positive, negative side?
Thank you very much. For me, the way I view it is that the economy is in between. We are okay and we are yet to reach where we are going. The pandemic has done so much havoc, and a lot of people are just trying to recover from this pandemic. You know, there was a time we had the staying. Everybody had to stay at home, and you couldn't go out. You couldn't do any business. So after a while, people were told to go out, and they're just recovering. Even from homes, a lot of women are just trying to survive, you know. In marketplaces, you see them running up and down, and they don't know what to do. Some will come to you for advice and will say, I have spent all the money I reserved for my business. And of course, if you don't eat, there is no way you can have strength. That's the way I've seen it, and you know, thank God that a lot of women are up and doing, and after a while, I know that they are going to recover. It's not easy. I know the government, the country too is going through a turbulence, but by and large, everything will work perfectly well for every one of us. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Doctor. Sometimes in the past, even a former military president of this nation admitted that he doesn't really understand how Nigerian economy survives, because what happens to us there that we still manage to stay above the water, if it happens in some other organized crimes, the economy will have collapsed. How far is it true that the Nigerian economy is run by informal sector more than the formal sector?
Yes, very well. That is the reality on ground.
Okay.
But until we start to harness this informal sector, up to now I will still tell you categorically that the informal sector are underproductive. God has blessed us so much. So it's yet to come to the level expected of it. And what are those factors militating against this result? We have to look at insecurity. We have to look at epileptic power supply. We have to look at bad roads. We have to look at forex. We have to look at market. So all these factors would definitely not allow the informal sector to be productive as expected. So I think if really we want to get beyond the level we are now, because the earlier we start to harness that area, the faster we get out of recession. Tom Anke said in a university in England, he said the best way to come out of recession is stimulus spending. So what are you doing to that sector? How are you affecting them? What are your impact on them? And these are the pertinent questions we need to ask ourselves. Listen to me, sir. Several companies, several industries collapsed in the north, where we could have agro-allied companies. So we have a lot of wastage there. Some 2-3 months ago, we were buying just a ball of onions for 200 naira, 300 naira, because the crisis over there won't allow them to bring it in. Okay, some company went there to start to apply. A food processing company went there to start up an industry, but they couldn't thrive because of the insurgencies. So we have to address this thing one by one. If we have to push our nation faster than the way it is now, as much as God has blessed us in this country, we need genuine leadership that can address this situation fast for us.
Okay. Now, in the course of your submission, you mentioned something like stimulus spending.
Yes.
For the benefit of my viewer out there, what do you mean by this in the scope of our discussion?
Thank you. We are just coming out of the pandemic. Now we are in a recession, technically.
Yeah.
Now what I think the government should do is that make loans, grants available for individuals, not laptop farmers, not laptop marketers, not laptop artisans. Make it available to them, because by the time money keeps circulating in the economy, it will jumpstart the economy by itself. Okay. And also, when there's power supply, a lot of little businesses will emerge, will evolve by itself without any other forces. So until we start to invest in those areas, let the government identify them, empower them. It might not be in cash, it may be in kind. You may buy them what they need, instruments to function with, and push them to work and create market for them. We have a very large market, because almost the sub-Sahara is looking onto us in Nigeria. For some time when we closed our border, there was cry all over everywhere. Open your border, open your border. Because if you have over 200 million, then let's leverage on the populace so that we can achieve a better Nigeria.
Okay. Now, madam, now in all of this, the Nigerian economy is majorly based on exports of oil.
Yes.
And if truly Nigerians are this entrepreneurial in terms of skills and ability to do things for themselves and all of that, why are we finding it difficult to turn from import nation to exports? Particularly, we have a wide range of things we do, even from agriculture and to so many other things. Why is it difficult to harness this for our gain?
Thank you very much. Our nation is so blessed, and we have both natural and human capacity, natural and human endowments in this Nigeria, where I think the government should work on very well. And when you give this advantage to developing the human capacity, then you know that they will push more into the economy than what is happening now. You find out that everything about us is about the crude oil, and we are finding it difficult to deviate from crude oil. I know that before the advent of this crude oil, we had agricultural products that we were exporting to. Where is the cocoa now? Where is our groundnut pyramid? Where is our cotton? Where are those mineral resources that God has given Nigeria? Where did we put all of this? Why is the government finding it so difficult to deviate and, diversify? They should diversify from the crude oil, because that's the only thing I see that the country is based on. I feel that by now we should have, developed more of our agriculture. I know that some time ago, the present administration drew a plan, from 2017 or so to 2020, just to help the economy. And I feel by now the economy should have been helped than where it is. In manufacturing, something should have been done. We are known for tobacco, we are known for beverages, we are known for what else? Just those textiles, a little textiles. We were known for that before, and we were producing a lot of textiles in Nigeria. But now most people are now importing those things in, which I think is not really correct. You have manpower, train them more, let them be able to, sustain their companies, you have the developers there, developing and housing, you have solid minerals. Those places are yet to be tapped, the way I feel they should be tapped. And I feel that government should look at those areas. And the area where I see that Ogun State is trying is the project they did at IYABODE, which I think I like, and I feel that most of our youth should key into that. That if the government wants, farm settlement. Okay. If government wants to help us, and if you are willing by yourself, then you should come in, ask how to go about it, and then go in, start something as a farmer. We have a lot of farmers around, which I feel the government should help, and that's what Ogun State have done for that IYABODE farming. Fortunately, the ones that were did by the Awolowo regime, all these farm settlements around, I think I worked somewhere in AgboolA, and I used to visit that farm settlement, Apuje farm settlement. We had a lot of people there. They are planting one or two things, and they are taking it to the market. Unfortunately, the accessibility of the road. Infrastructure, which I think government should work on. Apart from this, our crude oil, there are so many things to be tapped. And so I think government should look at it. And once their plan is being implemented, definitely the evaluation will be fantastic. So that's the way I see it, and I feel that even individuals should be responsible for all these things that are happening in the economy. We are supposed to work together and build this economy together. If you are working, I am working, the doctor is working, and other people are sitting down at home doing nothing, then the economy can never improve.
So everybody must play his or her
Everybody must play one part or the other. Instead of sitting down and having one drink and partying and this and that, we must work to help the economy. Thank you.
All right. Now, Doctor, in all of this, sometimes ago, I am drawing this question based on the submissions of Mrs. ONIYIDE, particularly drawing our attention to the goodness behind the farm settlements and all of that. Sometimes ago, the federal government banned importation of certain agricultural products. And there were hues and cries here and there that these things will get particularly on imported rice, okay, to give some mileage to local production. For instance, what's your own take on this government decision? Was it taken with fairness to Nigeria in mind?
You see, I was one of those who clamored for that. The closure and the ban on those imported products. Okay. And I did it on almost all the platforms that I have privilege to. I did it here. In fact, I wrote in the National Assembly on this issue too. Because you are killing our economy. We can't continually be a consuming nation. It's time that we start producing what we will eat, what we wear, and what we use. If at this age, after this independence, we still depend largely on Thailand, when they ban, happened, several companies in Thailand closed down because they could not withstand it. Several people went bankrupt in the neighboring country here because they could not get it through to Nigeria. So, and we were seeing young farmers coming up with different varieties of rice. And I think that is essential. You see, there's need for political will to prosecute some things that are very important to the nation and the economy. And that is why taking such decision is one of the best decisions so far. So, and I want the government to increase the momentum on that and increase it so well. But what do we need to do now? Increase the market availability. Let these products be available to every consumer. It is important that encourage everybody. Let us have infrastructures that will help every young farmer that doesn't have capacity, the war chest to build a silos, to have a place to keep their product, so that it will not waste in the long run. It will not run into debt. Because there was a day I was traveling all the way from Oshun, and I got to somewhere around the Kiri, and I saw plantains and banana rotting away. Then my heart bled. Okay, what's going to be the profit
of the farmer?
The farmer.
Yes.
So you will now see, I think a company can just spring up in that place and start processing them into sachets or dried powder and bring them in. Okay, we have cocoa, we buy chocolate. We have timber, we buy furniture. We have wool, we buy designer cloth. Wow. We have leather. In fact, a friend was telling me some time ago, he called me from Paris. He was telling me, he said your country is a mess. I said, oh, don't say that again. He said, you know what? You just eat everything. He said, you have a large number of cows, but you don't produce. We eat everything. We call it pomo. Everything in Nigeria, we just eat them. The one we cannot eat, we waste them. So after this year now, we will now begin to trust the farmer to produce another batch for next year. And if there is a drought next year, what is going to sustain the nation? Now, everybody is afraid now what's going to happen this year because of the delay in rain. Because all the maize last year, the one we could not eat, we threw them away. We wasted them. The tomato, we could not preserve them. It was all wasted. Banana. So if there's a drought or farm, God forbid, or flood somehow, what are we going to live on? So I think they should start looking, they should be proactive and not reactive. And we have shouted, we have made the noise enough. I think it is high time they start saying it. Because whatever you do is going to have a return over it as soon as you go. Even allow them pay little amount for storing their products inside. You will have your money to maintain it and keep the business going. So I think that policy is one of the best policy I supported. I throw all my weight to support it. But the point is that far beyond that, what else are we doing?
What else are we doing? That's $1 million question. And maybe in the course of this program, you still provide the answer to that question. All right. Now, can we then safely say that the resuscitation effort of the federal government is tailored towards wrong direction? Because if all this that both of you have actually enumerated here is actually affecting our productive capacity, then we should begin to ask questions. Is the government really directing the resuscitation of the economy in the right direction?
Thank you very much. It's never too late.
Yeah.
The way I've seen it, it's never too late. And I think when people are discussing like this, then they should take those points and work on those things. Because if they don't, will be sliding, you know, will be sliding steadily, that before we can get back, it will be very difficult. The way they are taking it is a little wrong. The direction is a little wrong, and I think, like I said, it's not too late. They can start all over again and take, you know, advantage of the economists we have in our nation to, you know, take advice from them. What can we do? How do we go about it? Like I said, diversification is very important. And if we don't diversify now from our crude oil, then the states will not be helped, the local government will not be helped, the grassroots will not be helped. The small-scale farmers, the small-scale traders, the medium-scale traders, they are part of the people that we should build. And if we don't build them, how do we build a nation? They are the ones that can work and then get things done. In other nations, I think, even the young children, whatever they do, they count it, because they go out to do something for their nation, and their economy is really growing. Like someone said, my daughter will supply newspaper, and after that she will go to school. Supplying newspaper to a company or to a group of people is that they will read, and then from there they will, they acquire more knowledge, information, they advise the government, then they are moving on. But in this place, do you see them? The elderly ones are the ones carrying papers around to say vendors are around. The young ones are not doing it. They are not doing it in the morning to go to school later, or do it very early and then go to school without getting late. So those are the areas, small areas that we have to check. The market women, how are they faring? How are you helping them? Do you give them loans that can help them to grow? You know, it's these microfinance banks that we see around that, you know, and these people are calling them, I don't know whether I can say it in Yoruba.
No,
they say Gbomule Lantern.
Okay.
If you are saying Gbomule Lantern, do you want your wife to go out now and borrow money, and then later they come to your house to embarrass the woman? You know, but the woman wants to survive, and she needs money to survive. So government should look at all these small areas that we are talking about and take advantage of what we have said and correct those areas that needed to be correct. There are so many people that can advise them. We have so many economists. Thank God for our doctor here, that he knows. In fact, we were discussing, and you know, he said the areas where we need to tackle, we have to tackle them. And it is true, we have to tackle them. The economy is sliding little by little. And if we don't quickly resuscitate it together with the federal government, then it will be total collapse.
Will it then be safe to say that some of these economic problems that we're talking about also has to do with our attitude?
Yes, yes, our attitude.
Either from the leaders or the
leaders, the followers, even to the grassroots. It is like, Jeki Womaje, Kemi Shati Lowo Lowo, I don't bother about any other person. Once I have money, if you don't have, that's your own business. And you know that some young ones, their mentality now is that if I get to that seat, you will see what I will do. And that kind of mentality, they don't have it in other nations. Theirs is good governance, and they are part of that good governance. They want to help their country to go. They want the outside world to see them as super nations. And can you blame them? Because they are all working. They are not lazy. They are doing what they are supposed to do. There are so many of our young ones that are not lazy here. As they go to work, they come back and they do one or two things. They sell this, they sell that. You know, you can't blame them. But everybody every hand must be on deck to work together and save the economy.
All right. That look like we're having silver lining at the end of the tunnel. I like that.
Thank
I like
you
that.
very much.
I like that. Now, Doctor, since the issue we are discussing here is how the effort of federal government at resuscitating the economy. Now, most times you hear either at the federal or state or local, the instruction to improve on IGR.
Okay.
IGR. The other simpler word for that is taxes.
Yeah.
The people that these taxes will come from are not solvent themselves. How do you use a situation like this to?
That is one of the problem we are having, and like you just said and Madam just said now, we need attitudinal change.
Okay.
Because when we have leaders who flaunt wealth, somebody who just came into politics, who we can tell his story, overnight became a billionaire, and will come on the social media to come and tell us, I bought this Jeep, 140 million, I bought this one, and he will be counting them, be singing praise. Do you think I will not be interested in going there to go and see what is happening there? So, and you come to a roadside barber, you are going to give him like 5 types. You land on them multiple taxation, like 5 kind of taxes: state, local government, council, or federal, or union. Then the neighbor will be considered, or whatever the two will come over there. From how much? NEPA will bring their bill, running into tens of thousands. Then water will bring their bill, and all these facilities, it's not that they're enjoying it very well. So at the end of the day, they hardly find something to take home. It's like they are working for the people. And more so, listen to me, until we start developing the human capital by giving the infrastructure that work. For example, I am going to my office and I have to be in the traffic for 6-7 hours. I have wasted 6 man-hours on the road doing nothing. In the long run, you have to face the heat when you get to the house. The pothole, by the time you get to the house, you have to start looking for pain reliever, what kind of thing. And you get to the home, there's no power. So that's why the average lifespan of an African, especially Nigeria, is about 50 now.
It's improving. It used to be
46. It's now 50 now.
It's improving.
Women are 50. Men are still 47. They say women are 50. Men are still 47. So with all these factors around, it won't help the economy to grow, because health is wealth. A healthy nation is a wealthy nation. So let us look at a way to reach out to these small, medium scale entrepreneurs, and at least reduce the burden on them, and allow them access to grants, allow them access to infrastructure. It is not compulsory you give them, create a hub for them and let each of them have cubicle. In China, if you are a printer, you don't have to look for money for shop. Just go apply, they will give you a cubicle and you start operating. You don't need a license. They will monitor your work, you make your money and go to their house. Sir, in Nigeria today, a technical graduate will come to Nigeria and he will be supervising a BSc in engineering in Nigeria, in our land, because we are not contented with what we have. We love imported products. We love imported people, imported brain.
All right. Okay. It's still Focus Live, and we are looking at our government's economic resuscitation drive. And my guests in the house have actually laid a very solid foundation for this discussion, and we'll be going on a short break. By the time we come back, we'll be looking at, okay, what ways do we actually truly resuscitate our economy that will be sustainable. So don't go away, we'll be back shortly.
Why don't you people sell imported materials here? As beautiful as the shop is.
Auntie, buying foreign goods does not help our economy. Neither does it boost local production. And the good thing is Nigerian-made products are high quality.
Really?
And to make Nigeria great again, that is why I only sell made in Nigeria products. Because change begins with me.
I'm convinced.
Change begins with me too! Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Welcome back. It's still focused live on OGTV, and today we are assessing government economic resuscitation drive. And my guests in the house, I have Dr. Tom AGBOOLA and Mrs. IYABODE ONIYIDE in the house. We've been looking at this very germane topic, and of course we know that it's a multifaceted discussion because it affects you and I, and it actually affects us generally as Nigerians, and that's why we're trying to see whether we can prefer some solutions to some of these burning issues. And we'll continue from where we stopped on that short break. Now, let me come over this side now. There are so many economic treaties that Nigeria has been involved, and let's just look at the one that is closest to us, ECOWAS. There is this policy that's okay, we should have free markets, that anywhere along West Africa, via ECOWAS member states, you can. And when you look at the effect of this on Nigeria economy vis-a-vis other West African countries, particularly if you consider the time when Nigeria closed its border, it was more like the other sides were carrying and not Nigeria. Do you see this kind of treaty as helping Nigeria economy, or is just that Nigeria is possibly the one helping others?
Nigeria has ever been the one helping others, and closing the border, I think, for me, was something that made my heart to, I was happy when they closed the border, because I feel that those things that we are producing, will be able to, use them by ourselves, rather than depending on the imported rice that is coming through Benin Republic. The other sides were crying because they felt that Nigeria is buoyant. And if they don't put their things, if they don't bring their things to Nigeria, they may not get money.
They won't have markets.
And I remember that Ghana was so annoyed that they said, I think they were rejecting Nigerians. And so many things happened there that we are no longer talking about, the embassy, the this, the that they broke down and all sorts. But I feel that the clamor for opening the border was much that the federal government had to open it. And now we can see that rice has started coming in. And we are no longer depending on our local products. Do you know that it will shock you that there are many people that prefer, or you will like this, that many people prefer their father. But many will tell you that no, they don't want it. They want imported rice. Why do you want imported rice? They plant rice in the north. And by the time they process it, they bring it to every door. You cook it and you will like it. So why are we depending on other people's products? Why not our own product?
Still attitudes.
Yes. I felt that the federal government shouldn't have even opened the border, so that for the next 2 years, we will see how things will be faring for us in the nation. But they've already opened it. And the other side is now happy. And they are bringing in their things, even human influx. They are coming in. They are coming in with their cows, and that is the area where we are fighting now. That the foreign people that are coming in are the ones fomenting trouble. It's not the people that are here that we've been living with It's so unfortunate that the understanding has gone haywire, that we don't even understand ourselves. Who are the people coming into for me? So I would have preferred the federal government closing the border and seeing how your own companies, individuals, small scale and medium entrepreneur will develop or will improve more than I prefer federal government helping the micro, small and medium businesses, entrepreneurs, because they are the hearts of the nation. When you do that, those people will now come up and build the nation together with you, and the economy will be good. Those areas are where we need to exploit, and we have not exploited it enough. That's the way I see it. Thank you.
All right. Okay, let me just tell you via out there that you can be part of this discussion. You can call our number. It will be on your screen. It's already there. So you can call us to make your contributions, and possibly if you have questions to ask my guests on the program, you're also free. Okay, I think we're already having the calls coming in. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think we lost that particular one. All right. Now, Doctor, recent statistics show that in about 5 years past, we are having the highest inflationary rates presently at about 16.1 or thereabout, as I report yesterday. Could that be as a result of wrong policy trusts?
Misplacement of priority.
Okay, misplacement of priority. You want to explain further?
When you start to invest in what will keep chasing the dollars, when you keep making your country a dumping ground, definitely it will render your naira redundant and empower another man's currency, and thereby, you see, it will get there was a time somewhere around Island in Lagos that if you want to rent house, this one is not I heard. I was a victim, though I didn't pay. They asked me to pay for a house rent in dollars. And there are schools in Nigeria that they pay in dollars. So indirectly, you are empowering somebody's currency at the detriment of your own. And that will make your by the time you put everything together, your naira will be chasing few commodities. Because you are putting the money outside, but you are chasing, the money are meant to bring in things from the outside instead of them to run to circulate within the economy and boost your naira. You are pumping money to the economy, but it's going for, they are making exchange for dollars. So the money that you are putting to the economy is making your naira redundant, chasing few goods, while you are empowering other countries' currency. So I think Nigeria should sit down. That's why I said, you see, policy that is not well reviewed before they introduce it to the system is killing us. I think we should go back to they should go back to their policy they brought on board in 2019, Economic Growth Development Plan. They should go and see what and what they have in stock. They said they are going to streamline government expenses. Have they done that? They said they are going to focus on, they are going to do targeted infrastructure. Have they done that? Okay, now, they said a lot of things. They should go back to their policies. When you make policy, carry it out.
So it's more of a policy implementation.
Implementation.
Okay. All right. Let me just say again that via you can be part of this. The number is already on the screen, and you can make your contributions. You can just call us, ask your question or make the suggestion, because it is for all of us. Resuscitating Nigeria economy is not in the hands of government alone, but you and I. So let's be part of this discussion this afternoon. Now, if the inflation rate is at about 16.1 as at the end of January, is this not an indication that the effort at resuscitating Nigeria's economy, it's actually moving towards, it's like the ship is actually moving towards the rock?
That is true. It's moving towards the rock, and that's why I said the government should rise up now and do what they're supposed to do. Like the doctor said, misplacement of...
Sorry, it's like somebody's on the line. Hello?
Okay.
Hello? We're not getting that. Are you still? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is
You are calling from where?
I'm coming from Untitled.
Okay. You are calling from Untitled. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like what the other man said here, and which is true. Everything they say they are going to do for us to do, they don't do it. In fact, we don't know what state this time around. We don't know where they are driving us to. We don't know where they are taking us to. Tomorrow is there for us. And now, look at the way we are strong now. And tomorrow is going to be there. Where people are messing up everywhere. All the things they are going to do for us. Nobody. Education, water, road, all this and that. If not because of some government that just far us down, and be doing all this road. Look at all this by the road. For many years, people have had ideas. Do this road, do this road. And now, look at when we just pass on, even not because we are not holding them tightly, for them. Everywhere is before Nigeria. Why? And we are looking. We are looking. We are waiting. We are wasting the life.
What's your suggestion? What's your suggestion? Can you make a suggestion?
My suggestion is for them to sit back.
Okay.
On what they are all they are going to do. Now they should go back to read. And we youth, we need to stand on, because these people, they do want only better for us in life.
All right. Thank you. You've made your point. Thank you so much.
There's one thing I know. Whatever someone won't be us, matter how it is going to claim it.
Okay.
All right. Who is it? He's going to claim it.
Okay.
If you are not an armed robber, tomorrow you say you not be a pastor or you not be a prophet, if you are big with God there, that's what Bible says to you. You are going to be killed by God. If people are accidents by iron, you must kill because
all right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I know.
Look at the let's do this. We cannot tell them now to come and pray with their God. With the God, with the life, everything, let them carry everything down. Let them swear for what they are going to do. Let them swear if they are not going to do it. Let them swear.
All right.
Let them see what is going to happen.
Okay. Thank you so much. I know you are passionate about
Very passionate.
I know he has actually said something. Let me pick the next caller and then we'll come back to the studio. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, we are ready. Okay, go ahead. Godwin from Lagos. Okay, go ahead, Godwin.
Yes. What is the good work you are doing?
Thank you.
May the Lord continue to bless you for all this kind of things. The problem we have in this current government today, we need to share it and teach.
Okay.
Also, with the right that is done. That is only where we can move forward.
All right.
Which aspect, educationally, where is it moving to this country? What about it? This to be considered as all the greatness of our medical whatever in the country. Are they working up from the global to do the little? If it is a full stop, which area determines that they both call? What about the fuel something? When they were coming, they said 550 naira per liter. Where is it today? Today, come from my CMX to Aja, if the kind of standing on the road, where progress, and they are talking of this women. And they are this thing, most of you in there is for the people.
Okay.
That you are there for.
All right.
For yourself.
All right.
If you open eyes, see the people suffering in complete poverty, hunger, and all over, and they claim all is well, and they continue to see themselves and think they are receiving respect.
All right.
And you and government,
Thank
otherwise you do nowhere.
Thank you very much, Godwin. Thank you. All right. He talked about insincerity. The first person talked about the youths actually standing up to really take charge and work towards their survival. Anyway, you're making a point before the calls. I don't know whether you want to conclude that. Okay.
Like they said, it boils on you, I, and the community. How are we helping the nation?
Okay.
We should look at it. And are we really empowering this youth? We should consider that. We need to empower them. You need to give them chance. You need, even the youth themselves, they have to show themselves as serious self. Some of them were saying Gowon was young when he came in, Obasanjo was very young when he came in, Babangida was young, and you know, all of them like that, even to Awolowo. But they are set. They were sincere. Seriously, they were sincere. So are you sincere? Am I sincere? Am I not the type of person that does not care about others, but I care alone about myself? So we really have to work together. Like I said, I've been saying it. The youth will have to work with the elders. You have to work with the adults. Let them give you those things that they have. The adults are well experienced, and you need to acquire those experience from them. Do not say I can depend on the internet. Every one of us now we are internet literate. You can't tell me to type this on the internet and I will not be able to do it. But they depend so much on the internet. There are some experience that you need to gain from others, that when they talk, you see some points, and there is wisdom, and then you'll be able to use that even to help yourself, to help your business, and to help the nation at large. That's the way I see it. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay, I think we missed out on that call. Okay. Now, in all of this that we've been talking about, there have been several ways through which Nigerians are also trying to make ends meet. We can talk about stock markets, forex. Until recently, the federal government is dissociating from cryptocurrency and all of that. In fact, that particular effort, as an economist, I want you to make, to say something. Was that a step in the right direction?
Thank you so very much. You see, cryptocurrency is another mean of trading. Legal trading. Legal trading, basically on gold. And it has to do about monitoring the prices of gold in the international market. So when you have some crypto in your account, when the gold is high, they quickly trade with it on the internet to buy the gold. And I mean, when it is lower, they buy it. When it is higher, they sell it. So you make more profit, and it is yielding for the young masses. But I really don't understand the fear of the government, but an educated guess will be as a result of reduction or slide in the forex remittance to the cover of the OPEX body. And that is the reason why they place a restriction on it. And they are now saying that other people are taking advantage of that which I can't doubt, I can't disabuse. Why? Because the restriction on domiciliary account, it limits individual access to forex. So there's a restriction on dollar, euro, pounds, and other hard currencies. So there's a limit you can access from the commercial bank for all your activities by the policy of the central bank. So the policy put together made the Central Bank of Nigeria place a restriction on it. It's indirectly saying all commercial banks should dissociate themselves from cryptocurrency. In another word, they should not be part of it. But that doesn't criminalize handling it. But I think the better way to have done this, that's why I think Nigeria should sit down for crying out loud and create a super system, not superhuman beings. A super system that works and outlives everybody in there. Regulate this organizing industry. Otherwise, clients are adopting it as another mainstream, and it's profitable unto them. So regulate it and still adjust what you are doing with the commercial bank. So I think it is that time we regulate it and put them together side by side, and they will still yield. If you regulate them, you will still get your remittance, because as at January last year, between January to September last year, there was a drop in remittance. January we have $544 million remitted through the forest to the federal government. But as September, we have less than $113 million. So this prompted, and the federal government is looking for funds to fund their budget. So it affected them, so they said, okay, let's put a ban on it. They said some people were taking advantage of it to laund money outside because they could not access hard currency from the domiciliary account. So they rather buy crypto and use it to spend money. These are the reasons.
Okay. I think that's a very good education that you have been able to provide for us this afternoon. Madam, what your parting shots, because our time is actually up. I must give you opportunity to say something.
Thank you very much. Like we've been saying, the federal government will have to look at all these things that we have listed, and then see where they can correct all those things. See how we can empower the youth. We need to empower them. Seriously. They are young, they have strength, they have energy, they can go miles, and if you really encourage them, they can come into business that will help the whole nation, that will, help our economy and build more on that. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, this is where we're going to draw the curtain here. But I must tell you that my guests in the house have actually established the fact that for us to actually get out of this economic situation, we have to be sincere. We have to empower our youths. We must allow our policies to run. We must also strengthen the institutions so that whatever policy we have will be able to bring the needed results. And more than anything else, we must be consistent on whatever it is that government is saying at all times. No policy somersault. It is on this note that I will be thanking my guests in the house once again, Mrs. IYABODE. ONIYIDE, I thank you so much.
Thank you very much
for bringing so much of information on the program. And Dr. Tom AGBOOLA, I also thank you.
Thank you so much.
Particularly the last lap of our discussion on cryptocurrency. It's very, very important. Many people have been asking questions. And for you out there who has been part of the program today, I also thank you. And for those that we can't pick their calls, don't worry, there will always be another time. So until next week when I come your way again, I leave you in the hands of Almighty God. Bye-bye.
you.